Hello and welcome back with us on another debrief of Ask and It Is Given. This is going to be chapter 8, and the title is You Are a Vibrational Transmitter and Receiver. So, this is once again just kind of like an addition to everything that we have already so far been learning. This one here is basically just letting us know we are a vibrational transmitter and receiver. Whatever you think of as transmitter and receiver, whether you are doing like electrical work, right? It means something, right? The transmitter means it is transmitting, it is giving, right? Even when it comes biologically, right? We have transmitters. So, and then the receiver is who is receiving, right? This is pretty self-explanatory in terms of what these words mean. Now, when it says you are a vibrational transmitter and receiver, then it just changes the language a little bit to I am releasing, I am, sending off, and I am receiving vibrations, right? So what it says here basically, it says even more than the material being that you have come to know as you are a vibrational being. When someone looks at you, they see you with their eyes and hear you with their ears. But you are presenting yourself to them and to the universe in a much more empathetic way that can be seen or heard. You are a vibrational transmitter, and you are broadcasting your signal in every moment of your existence. So I wanted to just say that so that you guys can have an understanding. Every moment of our existence, every moment that we take a breath, we are the person that is transmitting something to the ether. For example, I'm bored. I have nothing to do. I'm tired. Whatever it is that we're thinking, that we're feeling, and that we're saying is what we are transmitting. And so it's very important because here it basically says that when we truly understand, right? When we truly understand this, then that is where we truly get to control, create, and enjoy our physical life experience. So that is as much as I can say about this chapter that I understood. And it's basically just a reminder of, hey, Amber, you are a magnet. However you are feeling now, you're going to continue to receive. So if you truly want to control and create and enjoy your physical life experience, then what is your most often emotion? And I say that because that's something that I wrote on the side here. And I wrote it for that same reason. What is my most often emotion? Am I most of the time happy, jubilant, exuberant, excited, in love, motivated, inspired? Or am I most of the time tired, lazy, fatigued, nauseous, shy, embarrassed, fearful, scared, right? All of these are emotions very different from each other, but we are still transmitting that, and we are still a magnet. So we have to be very conscious of like, what is my most often emotion? And now there's nothing wrong, okay, if you realize that your most often emotion is a nagging emotion. Most of the time I'm nagging or I'm complaining. That's okay. I believe personally that the first step is recognizing it. The moment you recognize it is a moment of acceptance. The moment you accept it is a moment you can let go. Because you no longer have to hang yourself from like, oh, I am a nagger. It's not like you're going to go around telling people I'm a nagger, I'm a complainer. No, but now inside of you, you say, hey, okay, Amber, well, if you're a nagger and you're a complainer, this is kind of your emotional set point. This is most likely where I am always transmitting from. I'm transmitting from this nagging, complaining place. So now that makes sense. Why I continue to get more things to nag about and complain about. Now that makes sense. Why I haven't been able to actually manifest the things that I desire a little bit quicker. Now that makes sense, right? Because we want things to start to make sense. We want to start being able to relate to what our physical experience is on an everyday basis and what these chapters are telling us in regards to information and how we truly have the power in our hands to control, create, and enjoy our physical life. My love, what about you? What are some of your golden nuggets?
Thank you, love. I think you said that really, really well. Like, I love that example altogether because it really is true. Like, as far as recognizing where we are altogether, as far as progressing and to just create change. So that was beautiful. So something that stood out to me in this chapter was that your attention to whatever it is invites it into your experience. So kind of like what Amber was saying, just realizing and paying attention to our dominant thoughts, the dominant feelings, because whatever it is that we dominantly feel or are thinking about, that is exactly what we are going to experience. That is exactly what we are vibrating on and basically attracting. So it's like you're putting out this vibration, just like it said, we are receiving receivers, and what's the other one? The other word, I can't say it right now, but you know what I'm talking about. So
Transmitters.
thank you. um so yeah, we're receivers and transmitters. So basically just, transmitting that energy or those thoughts of, oh my God, like I'm never gonna amount to anything, or I'm never gonna find like the perfect man, or whatever it is. Like you continuously think like that, yeah, that's what you're gonna experience in your everyday life. So what it mentioned to in this chapter that I found very, very cool and interesting and very true is that you can't just say, no, I don't want that. Yes, I want this. It really boils down to what your dominant thoughts are. So really just paying attention to what your thoughts are, how you're feeling, and just play with it. Don't just listen to me saying it. And like Amber mentioned, when you're nagging and complaining all the time, and you'll notice these people always have something to complain about. Like, what the heck? Like, it's a beautiful day and you're still complaining it was too hot, it's too cold, it's too this, it's too that. Like, wow. Like, you always find something to complain about. So yeah, so really just focusing in on just taking a look at what your thoughts are, and just really just inviting more of what you truly want into your experience. I think that this is definitely a beautiful and very empowering chapter altogether, that we have the ability to transmit thoughts out into the ether, out into the universe, and we basically get those things back in return. Now, something very interesting that it says is that, not everything comes not everything comes right away, but the stronger, and honestly, like I know this is for a fact because I've been practicing this now for a little bit, and the more you focus on something, sure enough, it will come to reality. Like, no matter what, like it's gonna show up. Might not show up when you want it to show up, but you keep thinking about, that new car, that new house, that, going to getting tickets to F1, whatever it is. You will get it. Like, just you keep focusing on it, it's bound to happen, because you having the focus that you're going to have it, that creates basically a belief, and that belief is truly, I think, that thing that solidifies everything into really making it come true. Because sometimes you might think of things, but you're like, oh, I don't really know, you know what I mean? And just that I don't really know, that kind of just like, poof, it just blows it away kind of in the wind. So you just strongly knowing, like, okay, yeah, it didn't happen today, but I know this is gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, and just having that strong, the strong thoughts, and that just all that good stuff you keep putting into it. That is truly, the power behind our thoughts, just creating beautiful things into our existence. So I invite you all to do this. Amber, do you have anything else to add, my love?
I guess real quickly, yes, to kind of what you were saying, right? Since is and this is straight a quote from the book. It says, since this is an attraction-based universe, there's no such thing as exclusion. So sometimes we think, okay, if the universe can hear what I want, then it should be able to hear what I don't want. No, because it says right here, there's no such thing as exclusion. The universe is only here to give you what you want. It doesn't know, knows. It doesn't know, knows. It only knows yes, because it is at your command. The universe is placed here for us, little godlings, okay? And I say that because if we are created in his image, therefore we are. And that is why this universe was created with all of the universal laws that it has for our service. They're here for us. That's why you can pray at any time. You know, at any moment you can talk to anything or anyone, right? It's because it's here for us at any moment. It's not like, you know, people who are religious, they don't say you can only pray between this time to this time because it's a window of opportunity. No, right? It says at any moment that you feel that you need, then you can get on your knees, right? If you get on your knees to pray. So I just want to be able to, you know, repeat and reiterate, because I needed this confirmation. I needed this reconfirmation. I needed this repetition of the information to make me feel eventually comfortable with the reality, and that comfort then allowed me to create a belief, because I was thinking of it so much and so hard for such a long period of time that now I get to see all these little things and I'm like, wow, like this is so true. This is so true. Therefore, my belief in it gets bigger, and the bigger my belief gets in it, the faster I'm able to attract, because now I know how to deliberately and intentionally navigate my thoughts day through day to make sure that I'm setting myself up to the best of my ability, because the universe is going to give me what I want. So if I want to be in a pissy mood because somebody got in front of me, then I cannot get mad when all of a sudden I'm 5 minutes late. All of these red lights are happening because the universe is only receiving my signal of frustration and desperation and stress, and it's giving me more of it. So there's no such thing as I do not want this, because the universe hears Amber wants this. That's it, because there is no exclusion. Since this is an attraction-based universe, there is no such thing as exclusion. Everything is about inclusion. So when you see something that you would like to experience and you focus upon it, shouting yes to it, you include it in your experience. Same thing. When you see something you don't want to have or you don't want to live, you're still bringing it into your experience. Why? Because you are lowering your vibration to meet that match, or you're raising your vibration to meet that match. What does this mean? Emotions. Emotions, right? When you see a house that it's a big mansion, and you've always wanted to have a big house, it's going to get you super excited, and you're just going to be like, oh, I could just imagine I'm going to have a room for my library and a room to just like lay and roll over because I've never had so much space in my life, right? Like, it just elevates your emotion. But then there might be the person that believes that money is the root of all evil, and this big home, why do I need this big home? This is such a big home. There's two different emotions happening right there. Now, no one says neither one of them is wrong. They're both right. To their own understanding, they're both right. Therefore, the universe is going to continue to give you what you want. So this person that, you know, does not like the big house, that thinks that the house is too big, why do we need such a big house? Then this person can find themselves living damn near in a box. And I know that that's pretty exaggerating, but that's really how it is. You cannot expect to live somewhere bigger. When you see something bigger, you bash it, because you probably don't believe that it's possible. But it's all about just elevating. Play with your imagination. That's really all it is here. It's just imagine. You don't know what that feeling is like. Imagine what that feeling would be like. right? I've never been in love. Okay, but what do you think that would feel like? Right? Oh, I've never had millions of dollars. I've always, been living in poverty. Okay, but what do you think those millions of dollars feel like? What does it feel like to wake up to $1 million? What can you do with that money? Who can you give it to? How can you help the world? So it says here, whoever one, however, one who is a visionary thrives in all times. Be a visionary. Imagine it. If you don't know what it feels like, imagine what it would feel like. I've never been married, but I can imagine what that feels like. Right? I can imagine that it's like an emotion that surpasses any emotion that I've had. Therefore, I have to imagine what this emotion would be like. I have to picture myself with, do I want to dress? Do I not want to dress up? Am I getting married by the beach? Am I getting married, I don't know, in Egypt? Right? Like, you get to create. You get to be the visionary. You get to say how that feeling feels like, and you have the power to control you bringing forth that feeling as often as possible, as frequent and as deep and focused as you can. And then next thing you know, you're going to be there. And you're going to be like, why am I so happy and I still don't have those millions of dollars? Because guess what? You're now making it a habit to be happy. And eventually, higher and higher and higher your vibration goes to then one day, you're going to find yourself pouring in money, thinking, where was it all my life? It was waiting for you. That's it. So that is all I have to share, my love. Thank you so much for giving me the floor. And I pass it back to you.
Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. So, yes, I just wanted to thank everyone for being here with us, and definitely be visionaries, like Amber said, and take advantage of the godly powers that we do have here, and just create the beautiful life that you want, and just make it beautiful and loving for all those around you too. So until then, definitely put your comments in. Would love to hear more about how this chapter impacted you. What did you take away? What experiences have you had with this type of uh, process altogether, this belief, this chapter? Definitely would love to hear that. And yeah, we will see you all in the next chapter.